Then I tried them. That is, my husband gave me 2 capsules of each one in every day. I don't know what happened to me. That is, after 6 months, my back pain is gone. My back pain was gone. Complete relax I got. Then I got faith in DXN products. After that, I started to use all products of DXN. Sometimes he asked me, what are your most important goals? Then I told him, nothing. I have only 2 goals. Can you achieve that? Then he told me, you can achieve it fast through DXN. I am not sure about that. My goals are only to like that, to buy a new house and to travel. I never fly before that because I am coming from a village in India. I never fly before that. Then my husband told me, you can achieve your goals as soon as possible. 2004, my husband got diamond position in DXN. He is always optimistic. He tried very hard. He got diamond position in 2004. After that, we got our new house. Then I am very happy. Then, that is next year, 2005, he came here in Dubai. I was alone at home with my kids, so much worried. Then my husband told me, don't worry, you can also come with me. I am not sure about that because I know that cost of living in Dubai is very high, how we can go ahead. But my husband sent visa to me, that is on 2007. I came here. Then after that, I got a job here. I can't believe, this Dubai big city, how I can work. One of my member, that is one of DXN member, recommend me in my school. It is an international school, Winchester School. Then I got job, his leader. Now I am very happy. My kids are studying in our own Indian school. I am very happy. Things are very nicely going on. Okay. Then after that, that is 2007. After that, end of 2000, that is on, things are very going on. We are working together. Then we got senior diamond position. Then 2009, we visited Egypt. It was an amazing trip to me. I can't believe, because second international country. Oh my God. It's really amazing to me, okay, in my life. Then next year, that is Nepal trip, we are going to Nepal, November. That's a third amazing trip to me. Then we got double diamond position. Everyone, each one can success in DXN. You can win success in DXN. You have to do one thing only. You have to strong belief in DXN and work hard. Okay? You can achieve your goals as soon as possible than before. Best of luck. Thank you so much.
Doesn't that happiness deserve more clapping? Thank you so much, Mrs. Ambila. And thank you for sharing your experience with us. Yes, this is the business which unites people and it fulfills their dream, right? You saw how it fulfilled. She never traveled, but she was so excited to travel because she worked hard for it, right? You get your reward if you work hard for it. Now we're going to invite another speaker who is with the system for the past 7 years. But she's just turned a star diamond, and she turned a star diamond because she started working. She was sleeping for the past 6 years. So if you sleep in DXN, are you going to earn? So you see the power of the system? She started working last year, and within a year, she's a diamond. So we have people who've turned a diamond within 3 to 4 months also, but she didn't understand the system initially, and to our great astonishment, she was working in the food and hygiene department with Tiffany. So that's the right field where she's working. She could have promoted DXN like this, but you know what? It needs to click. It needs to click And then that click needs to be taken care of and proceed with it. You cannot just click and say, okay, I'm going to start today, and that's it. Tomorrow you go and sleep. Today I went to the ladies' meet. I paid, you all paid 30 dirhams, yeah? But you're having a whole day training. The money which you paid is only for booking this place, but it's worth to come and spend this much. Even if you have to spend a single dirham, you have to invest, which is called you're investing in your business, and then you have to get the reward, right? So whatever you learn today, if you're not going to implement in your day-to-day life, is it going to benefit you? No, right? So you need to implement this in your day-to-day life. So we will invite Miss Jamshina. She's a star diamond. She's recently turned into a star diamond, and she's going to share her experience. And by the way, to our great astonishment, she's turned to a star diamond just by promoting one product. Can anybody guess which product? Sorry? No. This is a very wonderful product. Do you all know? It's an amazing product, and especially for women, it's an amazing product, right? It's called green blood because it has chlorophyll in it, and that's called green blood, and it's an amazing product for women, right or wrong? And nobody could guess this. Now you need to clap for her because she promoted this. Please, Jamshina, come on board.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, she's right because I am 7 years in DXN. But I am Jamshina Naushad, working in IFCO groups of company in their quality department with their food inspection team. First of all, I am saying thanks to DXN and Dr. Lim Sheojin for giving me this type of an opportunity. And this is actually an unexpected growth in my life because I never think myself as a distributor of a company in this role. That is mainly because of the support of my husband, because even if the membership is in my name, I am not the person who find out DXN company. That is my husband. That's why I am 7 years in DXN. Because my husband met Mr. Manoj, our senior leader. Through Manoj, my husband knows about DXN because that time my husband has some health problem like high BP, like that problem, and its side effects like tiredness, breathlessness, like that. So many problems he has. Gradually, in the starting of this blood pressure itself, he started to meet doctor. That time they started to give medicines also, but with that medicine he never gets any relief from that because from the consultation time itself, because of high tension, his BP starting to increase and increase. That's why the doctor prescribed on the base of that high BP. So the overdosage of that medicine also gave so many side effects to my husband. And last, he met Mr. Manoj and he explained about the products. And he started to use DXN coffee and one by one, all the products of DXN company. That time, I was in India. So he shared about these products with me, but I never encourage him. I am frankly saying in front of you, I never encourage him because I don't have any idea about that type of mushroom, ganoderma lucidum. So I told him, don't use the product. But because of the relief he got from this product, he never heard my words and he stick on the company and its product. And last 2 years, past 2 years, I am here. And that time I started to attend the meetings or seminars conducted by the DXN company. And from the meeting, I got something. And also, on the basis of that information, I started to study about the products. I started to collect about the documents. And finally, I also started to use the product. In DXN company, there is no any product what I am not using. That means I am using each and every product of DXN company now. And I got so many experiences from that. Now, I am very glad to share some documents what I collected about spirulina. I am denoting or I am using a word, a green power, to represent spirulina. That is mainly because actually it is a highly powerful herbal product. That is why I am saying it as a green power. The time is very limited. That's why I will try my best to finish this one as soon as possible. Just cooperate with me. Then first of all, we want to know what is spirulina. This is actually a spiral-shaped brugline algae. I tested this one in my lab and I saw its clear structure through the microscope. But, that structure before I saw in my textbooks only. That one, first in my life I saw in my lab, that is the DXN spirulina product. And this is the first photosynthetic life, and this is a plant, but the spirulina don't have a thick cell wall just like other plants. Its cell wall is very thin and it is very delicate. That is why its absorption and digestion is very fast. It is an ideally dietary supplement and it has very high protein content. It is a rich source of micronutrients. Because of all these qualities, spirulina is known as a food from God. This is the dramatic representation of the nutrients present in spirulina. Spirulina is rich in protein that I said to you. That is 60% of spirulina is mainly protein. 12% is vitamins and minerals, 6% lipids, and 20% is carbohydrates. When we compare the protein concentration or the protein present in spirulina, it has some specialities. That is, it is very easily digestible and its absorption rate is very high. It contains so many essential amino acids. When we compare our body, we can see that our body is mainly made up of proteins. That is 60 main building blocks of our body is protein. That's why we are encouraging the children to use protein-rich product, especially in their teenage period. Because in that period, their growth development is starting in that period. That's why they should eat protein-rich products. So we are giving meat, soya beans, eggs like protein-rich products to the children. But when we compare the protein concentration or the protein level of spirulina with these common food items, we can see that in meat, the protein is present in meat, but when comparing the protein level, it is less than 40% than that of spirulina. That means spirulina contains 40% more than that of meat. In case of soya bean, spirulina contains protein 20% greater than that of soya beans and 12% than that of egg. And these are about the protein and the nutrient levels, and I will explain what I said is about the protein only. So many nutrients are present, and that I will explain next. But now I want to ask one thing. We are breathing in every second. Why we are breathing? We know that for the existence of the life, oxygen is very important, because cell needs 3 factors for its function, or the proper functioning of the cell. It needs 3 factors: oxygen, water, and nutrients. In that, how this oxygen enter into the cell, that we want to know. That is, during breathing, oxygen from the air goes to the lungs. From the lungs, blood carries this oxygen into the cell. So heart pump this oxygen-rich blood into the cell. In the cell, that time, because of the cellular functions, so much carbon dioxide will be there. This carbon dioxide will goes to the blood. That time, the oxygen will release into the cell. The oxygen-carbon dioxide exchange will take place in between cell and blood. And finally, now the situation is cell contains oxygen and blood contains carbon dioxide. This blood, carbon dioxide contained blood, then goes back to heart, and from the heart it goes back to, during breathing, it will go out from to the air from the body. That is actually happening during breathing. Then we know finally the blood carries oxygen into the cell. That is the final conclusion of that. But how blood carries oxygen into the cell? What is the factor carries blood into the cell? That is hemoglobin present in red blood cells. Hemoglobin plays a very important role in the transfer of or the carrying of oxygen from blood to the cell. So, a person get a rich amount of oxygen into the cell if his hemoglobin level or HB level is in proper way. For that, we should know what are the factors plays an important role in the production of hemoglobin. That is mainly iron, vitamin B12 and vitamin B9 or folic acid. The person in his body, if the scarcity of any of these factors is there, the HB level will be or hemoglobin level will be low, and that condition is known as anemia, and that person is known as anemic person. I was an anemic person before using the spirulina and DXN product. The spirulina was the first product what I started to use as a DXN product. That's why I have so many dedication towards spirulina, and that's why I selected spirulina as a subject to speak in front of you. And we know iron, vitamin B12, B9 are the factors. But are you think about your food item? Is it rich with nutrients, these nutrients? Are you sure about that? In that case, you should use spirulina in your food or in your daily life. I explained about protein already. The next one, minerals. In that case, the first important one is iron. We are when we compare the iron concentration of spirulina, spirulina is the rich source of iron. This is a natural iron supplier. Mainly we are selecting spinach-like vegetables as an iron-rich one. When we compare the iron concentration or iron percentage in spinach-like one, the spirulina contain iron is 10 to 20 times more than that of spinach. And it contains calcium, phosphorus, magnesium like other minerals also, that is more than that of milk. But the speciality is that these components are present in balanced forms. Next one, vitamin B12. In case of vitamin B12, I can say that the vitamin B12 is mainly rich in meat, liver and dietary products. When we are thinking about vegetarians, they don't use this type of products. They are not using meat, liver, dietary products. So, in vegetarians, the people has anemia is mainly because of the scarcity of vitamin B12. So, if any vegetarians are here in front of me, vegetarians should include spirulina in their daily food. And vitamin B9 is another one, that is the folic acid. As a lady, we know what is the importance of folic acid, because during pregnancy period, the doctors are giving folic acid tablets throughout the pregnancy period. But the spirulina is a natural source of folic acid. Time is limited one, that's why I'm skipping some slides. Next one, vitamin A. Vitamin A, we know it is very important for healthy vision. The vitamin A present in spirulina is 10 times more than that of carrot. We know we are eating carrot for a very good vision, and we are encouraging our children also to eat carrot. But the presence of vitamin A in spirulina is 10 times more than that of carrot. Also, it is important for healthy skin. That is, it is an anti-aging. And vitamin E. In case of vitamin E, it is very important for beautiful skin and for beautiful and healthy skin. It is an anti-aging one, and that is because of the importance of vitamin A for giving a shiny skin. Now Western countries, they are using this vitamin E rich spirulina in cosmetics. In case of lipids, we can say that it is rich in essential fatty acids. The important one is gamma-linolenic acid, which is present in mother's milk. Because of the presence of gamma-linolenic acid in mother's milk, babies get a very strong immunity. They are very much resistant towards the diseases. That is mainly because of the presence of gamma-linolenic acid. Spirulina is one of the natural supplier of gamma-linolenic acid. It improves the immune system. And also, it increases the milk secretion of lactating mother. In case of carbohydrates, the component of cell wall of spirulina is ramenose and glycogen. They are very delicate, a very simple structured one. That is why the digestion is very simple. Directly it can absorb into the blood. So when we are eating spirulina, it will release a very fast energy. And another thing, the spirulina increase the flora of the beneficial flora of the intestine. So the people who has constipation problems will get a fast relief from spirulina. Important pigments present in spirulina are phycocyanin and chlorophyll. Both are important for the improvement of the immune system. Especially phycocyanin is very important in development of immune system, because they have a very important role in the production of white blood cells, that is WBC. In case of chlorophyll, it is very important for in blood purification. So these both are wash out the free radicals from the body also. You know the dosage, what DXN company is saying about spirulina, 6 to 9 candies. I skipped that slide. Anyway, that is adaptogen. That's why there is no any dosage for spirulina. You can use according to your pocket. And and weight loss by spirulina. That is, when we are taking spirulina, that time it's very important. If some people wants to gain weight, some people wants to lose weight. But we are taking food because of appetite actually. I don't have time to explain what is appetite like that. Anyway, when we are taking food, our cells will get nutrients. For that, we are getting some feelings like appetite in our body. And we are taking food, and these foods as nutrient. The nutrients from the food goes into the cell. That means if the nutrients are, the cells are getting nutrients before taking food, we will not feel appetite. So the people who want to lose their weight should eat spirulina half an hour or 30 minutes before food. So from the spirulina itself, that person will get all the nutrients what his cells needs, and control his food also. That way he can reduce the weight. But the people who wants to gain weight should use spirulina just after the food. So the effect will be double. Anyway, if we are using some synthetic tablets for getting nutrients to the body, in that case, the 16 times the absorption of these vitamins and minerals or other nutrients from the synthetic tablets is 16 times less than that of spirulina. Means if we are eating spirulina, our body will absorb nutrients 16 times more than that of the synthetic tablets and vegetables. Anyway, the most important thing is World Health Organization is promoting this spirulina as a superfood. Also, NASA is saying that a person can live with only spirulina and water. That is why NASA is promoting to the astronauts. Anyway, if the person wants to lead a healthy and youthful life, he should use the spirulina in their daily life. And thank you very much for hearing me. And Once again, good morning, DXN.
Once again, thank you so much, Jamshina. Can we have a round of applause for her? A loud one. This was beneficial? Yes? You know, one thing which has dual purpose, increasing weight and losing weight, isn't that amazing? And it's natural on top of all that, right? So we have to start promoting spirulina in the crowd. Nobody mentioned that they're promoting a spirulina. So what are we going to do? We're going to start promoting spirulina or no? Yes? Because of its wonderful qualities, right? And by the way, there is a good news for you people. I know you must have read the emails, but yes, you're going to have a laptop draw. So I wish everybody will wait and see if they get. You'll have to be staying till the end with your coupons with yourselves, so you can win a laptop in the end of the session, hopefully. So all the best for that. And now we have our speaker of the day, who we were waiting for, definitely. He is none other than a wonderful cardiologist. Let me read out his profile. It's a very, very long profile, so I really had to type it down and get it with me because I could not memorize it. That was really difficult. So, he's done his post-graduation in medicine in 1980 and in 1985, both from Madras Medical College. He was an assistant professor of cardiology in Madras Medical College and Kalipok Medical College. He resided as a professor of cardiology in Sri Ramachandran Medical College and Research Institute from 1994 to 2000. 25 years of teaching and practice in cardiology. He was a postdoctoral teacher in cardiology, a consultant cardiologist in City Hospital, Chennai, visiting cardiologist in Apollo Hospital, Chennai, and Vijaya Heart Foundation, Chennai. He's a visiting cardiologist to Mayo Clinic in USA. He's a visiting cardiologist in Tufts New England Medical Center, Tufts University, Boston, USA. He was honorary physician and cardiologist to former President of India, Sri R. Venkataraman and Sri K.R. Narayan. He has presented and published more than 50 scientific articles in cardiology in national and international conferences. He is the founder of Dr. A. Srinivasan Heart Foundation, and he is also a DXN active member, and he is a double diamond in DXN. So can we invite Dr. Ranjan with a very loud round of applause? We are really honored to have them amongst us today. So we really need to give him a very, very loud round of applause, please. Welcome, Doctor. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
First of all, I pay my respects and regards to all of you, and my special respect to my close friend, great friend, Mr. Fatimi Ghani. Today, I'll be talking a different, totally a different topic altogether. Not cardiology, but something else, which is very important. Because I don't remember to have spoken this topic anywhere else in my, for the past maybe around 30 years now. So I had to get some information on this, basically on women's health from the few websites, especially from the WHO. So I was doing it for the past couple of days, and I have some information for you so that you'll be able to use those informations. Basically, most of the information what I got on the women's health is from the WHO website, the fact sheets. It's a recent one, November 2009, and it gives a lot of problems, the present day problems about women health. It says on an average, women live 6 to 8 years longer than men globally. That means a lot of elderly women are going to live in the coming years. That means more number of women will have age-related illnesses in terms of diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, stroke. So that's going to be on the rise. In 2007, women's life expectancy at birth was more than 80 years in 35 countries, but only 54 years in the WHO African region. Girls are far more likely than boys to suffer from sexual abuse. These are the key facts what WHO website has given. Road traffic accidents are the leading cause of death among adolescent girls in high and middle income countries. I never knew that. It's a new message to me. Essentially almost 99% of the 500,000 maternal deaths every year occur in developing countries. We have a very high maternal mortality in the third world countries. Breast cancer is the leading cancer killer among women aged 20 to 59 years in high income countries. Globally, cardiovascular disease often thought to be a male problem. It's a common understanding that males they have more heart attacks. It's not so. The women are at the same risk once they pass the menopause. It's a leading killer of women today. So these are a few facts which is highlighted in this website. And I'm going to discuss some of the issues relating to the women from the childhood. It discusses about the death rate. As you know, the infant mortality and the childhood mortality, they are alarmingly high in some of the underdeveloped countries and the developing countries. Even though we have done a lot in this area, there are still a lot of young children dying. And it can be as high as 70 or 80 plus in some of the African countries. Probably most of the deaths happen because of the preterm birth, asphyxia, and various infections. And even minor infections can cause death in malnourished child. Simple diarrhea, pneumonia, and malaria, they are the major killers. And malnutrition, again, it's a major killer. We have both the extremes. One is the undernutrition and the overnutrition. Obesity in children, which has its own it's a risk factor for in the child to develop early blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. And we are now focused on studying the childhood hypertension in cardiovascular disease. There is a lot of work going on childhood hypertension because there is no proper work being done on this area. Children who are very obese, they tend to develop premature blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. So that's one of the areas which is totally a new area where a lot of focus is being given. In the adolescent girls, unintentional injuries due to road traffic accidents. WHO says that it's one of the major cause for death in the adolescent girls. And mental health, because of a lot of stress in the growing age. The girls are prone for mental disorders. And the percentage of HIV, it's on the rise. And related to the adolescent age, the pregnancy, we call it as, can call it as unwanted pregnancy or unplanned pregnancy in a young age. I'm talking about the age group between 14 and 19. And a lot of governments, they advise on the marriageable age, 18 and above or 21 and above, so that mentally, the girls are prepared to for that physiological change. And more use of tobacco and alcohol, again, they say that's a big social problem, leading to so many health disorders. The third category, their reproductive age, 15 to 45 years. Again, a lot of women, they get infected with the HIV virus. And the disease is so rampant in the African countries. They say, it's almost 30% of the population is infected with HIV in some of the African countries. And other infections like tuberculosis is also very common in that age group. And maternal death is quite high in some of the countries. It's my thinking that no mother should die of pregnancy. We should have a zero mortality rate, maternal mortality. I don't know whether we'll be able to achieve in this century. Then the mental illness, again, related to pregnancy, we have so many psychological problems, mental illness occurring in this age group, especially below 30 years of age. And suicide, supposed to be very high percentage of people getting into this problem. And in this reproductive age, some of the cancers are very common, like cervical cancer, breast cancers, uterine cancers, ovarian cancers. Cancer is on the rise. And young women are getting these cancers. That's the most disturbing thing. That is why, we talk a lot about screening procedures to detect those cancers very early, especially breast cancers and cervical cancers. And chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, diseases relating to the lungs. It said it's very common among the women because of the use of the firewood in preparing the food. So that can cause a lot of lung problems. And the problem of infertility. A lot of married couple, they have this problem. It's estimated that 1/3 of the newly married couple, they may be infertile. Again, related to hormonal imbalance and some of the other factors which could cause infertility. Older women, 60 years and above, again, the major killer as seen in men, cardiovascular disease is a major killer. Number one killer is heart disease and strokes, which is second to cardiovascular disease, and cancers, because cancers are directly related to the aging process. And as you age, your risk of developing cancer also increases. And I talked about some of the cancers which are very common in women, that is the breast cancers and the cervical cancers. And in the old age, again, that category of diseases affecting the lung, obstructive pulmonary diseases. As you age, the lung function comes down, and a lot of changes happen in the pulmonary circulation and the ventilation, and they are basically they basically cause obstructive pulmonary disease. And added to that, you have the other diseases like bronchial asthma, chronic bronchitis. They all lead to chronic obstructive pulmonary disorders. And I'm going to touch upon the time allotted to me, some of the special issues which are connected to the women's health. I firmly believe that women's health is extremely important. Only if the women are healthy, the whole family will be healthy. So it's absolutely important that every woman must take care of her health. And in those the common problems which are the burning issue today, let me focus on few of them. The use of contraceptive pills. So as a population control method, women use contraceptive pills. Even though they are very safe, it has its own drawbacks. And it is said that in women using contraceptive pills, the incidence of heart disease is more. The incidence of other hormonal related issues in terms of uterine bleeding, dysfunctional uterine bleeding, other problems are very, very common. So they are not absolutely safe. So if you are on a contraceptive pills, please check with your doctor whether your vital parameters are normal, your blood pressure is normal, you are not a diabetic, and check your all other factors. So you need to take extra precaution when you are on contraceptive pills. So I want you to have a regular checkup with your gynecologist and see that your contraceptive pills do not harm you. The second area is osteoporosis, because as you attain menopause, your hormonal levels, especially the estrogen level, comes down. And when the estrogen level comes down, your bone density comes down. The osteoporosis is a condition where the mineral bone is less, the concentration is less. And this osteoporosis will mean a lot of things to you. One of the common problem is you will have chronic pain, and almost every woman will suffer from body ache and vague pains which are perceived from head to foot, and osteoporosis may be one of the reasons. And when you have osteoporosis, you are liable for fractures. An easy trauma or a fall could, you can end up with a bad fracture, especially in the legs and in the hips. So that means there is a lot of suffering that you have to undergo. And especially one of the bad fractures is the trochanteric fracture. And if there is a trochanteric fracture, even though we can operate and use a nail and we can fix it, the trauma associated with that fracture and the complications are very high. And it is said that the embolism arising out of this trochanteric fracture can lead to a heart attack or sudden death. That's a common mode of death, trochanteric fracture, the pelvic fracture.